We built this platform for stories unfold. Mindset to manuscript, speaking truth bold.
Diverse voices from the street to the stage. Your voice deserves to shake this ground. We coach, we write, we amplify sound.
Mindset to manuscripts on the scene. Now's the time to place the dream. Tell your story and get it straight. Mindset to manuscript. Mindset to manuscript. Hosted by JT Key.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you all for joining this episode of Mindset to Manuscript with JT. Speak your truth. Today I am super excited to have a beautiful, phenomenal woman here, Carolyn Jones. She is the publisher of Oasis Montage Magazine. She is a producer, a playwright. She is an activist, which we're going to definitely get into that. She works in ministry and does so much. And she's also a mom. So she's doing it. And an Army veteran too. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Navy veteran. My dad was in the Navy.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So we're going to be very honored to have her and just to get a little vibe on who you are and what you've been doing. And you're from Atlanta, right?
I am.
Are you from Atlanta, or did you kind of make your way there?
Yeah,
because of the Navy.
Yeah, and I'm a military brat. My father was a Purple Heart, so a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I know you have children, but do you have siblings that also kind of traveled this journey with you?
Yeah, well, my mom and dad, 6 children. My father, we lost a couple of the children. We actually lost 3 out of 6. And so, but yeah, we have traveled a lot. I was born in Bremerhaven, Germany. So we've been in Europe, and we settled for the most part. My dad retired us in Colorado, and he still had to do some more traveling.
Wow, that's amazing. And yet through all of that, you've done a lot.
Yes.
Can you just tell me, because she's done so much, Truth Tribe, I want to do it in a chronological way, something that's kind of easier to kind of confront and a way that you might feel comfortable with.
Okay.
J.T. Kitt, author of the gripping urban fiction Page Turners, Secrets of My Soul and Miracles Pain, invites you into a space where truth takes center stage. Welcome to Mindset to Manuscript with JT, Speak Your Truth, the raw, unfiltered podcast where diverse voices share their stories, their way.
We amplify sound.
Mindset to manuscripts on the scene. Now's the time to place the dream.
Every other week, JT sits down with culture shapers and change makers, diving into topics like literary innovation, legacy building in family-owned enterprises, beauty industry breakthroughs, and transformative leadership in healthcare, to name a few. You'll hear powerful conversations on topics such as identity and image in the fashion world, the art and impact of independent filmmaking, fatherhood advocacy, public policy, the power of music to heal, and breaking barriers in entertainment. Each episode inspires, uplifts, and reminds you your story matters. Your truth is yours, because your manuscript is the vehicle through which you share your journey. Subscribe now and join us every other Tuesday on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and all social media platforms for conversations that move minds and make impact. Mindset to Manuscript with JT. Speak your truth. A product of JT Kitt & Associates, LLC. Delivering stories that inspire and partnerships that empower.
Mindset to manuscript. Hosted by JT Key.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. All right, so where do you want to begin?
Ooh, this little girl thought she was grown. And here she was at 19, 20 years old, moved away from her family in the city of Colorado Springs. She moved to Denver, and she met her first experience of domestic violence. And that man, who happened to be the next door neighbor at the apartment building that she was living in while she's in college, happened to be older than her, and she called herself helping him, give him a car to drive. He lost his job, giving him a place to stay because he lost his apartment, no place to live. And I was the one trying myself helping somebody and found myself being victimized. Yeah.
Wow. That's the fact that you're talking about that is just your strength.
Yeah.
Because that takes a lot.
It does. And things I went through with my ex-husband was domestic violence, of being thrown down flights of stairs, leg being broken, choked unconsciously, kidnapping, abusing the children, kidnapping the baby, throwing her out of a car window, and just a lot of abduction and seclusion and just forced control. And it took a lot for me to come out and tell my story. I helped to market Tyler Perry when he came out with Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I was working for Bronner Brothers Upscale Magazine, and so we helped to promote Diary. And I ended up spending the night at Tyler's house, and he spent a lot of time with me, inspired me, and said, Carolyn, write the vision, make it plain. You have a lot of lives that will be saved from your story.
Yeah.
It took me years to do it, but after that, I finally did, after I found myself in jail, going, God, why am I in jail? What have I done? I go to church, I married somebody who was abusive. He committed lots of crimes and lots of abuse, but I'm in jail.
Why were you in jail?
Exactly. And I was in jail because I was on a subpoena hold. I didn't know that I had been served a subpoena when I pressed charges on him for breaking my leg. Well, I didn't know a subpoena came to the door because I never knew, because he kept me locked up in the house. So I never knew. When I finally got out in bondage, I'm driving down the street, get a car accident, and somebody rears me, and they said, you're under arrest, there's a warrant. I said, that's impossible. I haven't done anything. And I go to jail, and I'm there for a week, because every time I went to court, the judge says, we don't know what she's here for. Take her back to her cell.
Right.
I'm going, what is going on? I've been to the courts like 3 times. There's no record. He don't even know why I'm here. And I said, God, what is going on? So I sit in my cell for that whole week, and then finally they had a drug and alcohol call for counseling of some people that were out there in the jail. So I went and I sat there and I listened to these women who have been abusing their children, their spouses, drowning their children, just a lot of stuff they were going through. And this counselor's there. And so she said, does anybody have any questions, anything to say? And they were almost done. I said, I have one thing to say. I said, you all come in and out of jail so often, and this woman is counseling you, making good money for that. But do you not know that if you go to the Bible, He is your counselor. Everything that you're going through is in the Bible. There is a solution, a remedy, a resolution to what you're going through. He is your counselor.
Yes.
And they're looking at me like, we gonna kill her. And I said, that's okay. I'm ready to go now to myself. I said, lock me in my cell.
Yeah.
So then a few minutes later, this girl comes to my cell and says, can I come in? I said, I prefer you not. And she says, well, I want to know if I could come in and you would read the Bible with me and pray with me. So I said, okay, open my cell, let her in. I sat with her, I prayed with her. The next morning I went to court. He says, I'm letting you out. I said, really, God? Because I've been silent for so long that when I opened my mouth, I was free.
Yes.
And ever since I had that revelation, when that happened to me, I said, it's time for me to tell the story, write the vision, make it plain. And so I do my stage play, which is called Women Shop Talk While Real Men Wait. My life story, being a survivor of domestic violence. I was the talk of the town, which is why it's called Shop Talk. And I've had lots of celebrity artists in it. I've had Liddy Williams, Tamika Scott, Lily McLeod, Tabitha Duncan, Jay Lamont, Nima Williams. I had lots of celebrities in my play, and they've all told me, going, Miss Carolyn, this story is so original that they have followed me around. I've done 36 shows of Shop Talk. I've sold out more than half of them because it's a real, genuine, realistic story. But I think what gets everybody is like, how can someone throw a baby out the window and the baby survives?
Wow.
That's
so was this your child that got thrown out the window?
So I was in the relationship with my ex-husband for almost 10 years. And I tried to file divorce more than 3 times. I kept being denied. He kept making me pull the paperwork. And then I said, I found somebody that told me, Carolyn, if you go to Atlanta, you can get a divorce there in like 6 months of residency. And I said, okay. But I had tried. My husband, who I'm married to now, going on 29 years, he never touched me, never kissed me. He just told me, I'm here to protect you, and I will stand guard of your house. And so I thought, this man I really like him, and I really love this man. He's a gentleman. And I said, he won't touch me. He won't even kiss me.
Right.
And so one day I just knew that I could get pregnant. I said, if I get pregnant, maybe my ex-husband will let me go. I purposely got pregnant, hoping that my ex-husband will let me go. But he ended up blackmailing me and saying, you got pregnant. And I'm going to have that guy put out the military if you ever talk to him again. He'll never see this child again.
Wow.
This child belongs to me.
Wow.
You will never be happy. You'll never be with him. So he kidnapped me, made me locked up in the house while I'm carrying the baby, trying to make me lose the baby, kicking my stomach, knocking me downstairs, punching me, everything he could do. The baby's still surviving in my stomach. When I go in labor, I can't even get out the house. You have to have a key to get in and a key to get out. And he only had the keys. And so when I went in labor, I said, I'm in labor, I need to go. He says, oh, well, I don't know what you're going to have. I guess you're going to lose this baby because I'm not taking you nowhere, B. I had to break the windows, put a blanket over the broken glass, get out the window with my 3 girls and walk in the snow to deliver the baby. And when I got to a payphone for them to come and get me, I called my lawyer and I said, I know I have a big case. I said, Ray, you got to come to my hospital bed. I'm not ever going back. I said, I need to settle this case. And he said, well, Carolyn, that case is over $100,000. I said, I don't care if you don't give me but 5. I am not going back. He came to my hospital room. I signed the paperwork, and Ray Mickelreich, he gave me like $60,000, and I drove to Atlanta to settle in to try to get my divorce.
6 months
yes.
Yeah.
I established it. My daughter called her dad and said, Dad, we're out here and we have this a really beautiful house out here in Cobb County. And he came, he says, oh, this is where you're at. And I said, it's over with. I said, I'm divorced. I have my paperwork. He says, I don't care about that. And so I'm back there packing, and my daughter says, Mom, he stole the baby. He stole the baby. I called the police, showed it wasn't his child, and they called and said, if you don't bring her back, we'll get you for felony kidnapping charges. So he comes back, the police had left, honks the horn and said, if you want her, B, come get her. I run out this house, and he's holding the baby in this van, high up in the air. And I said, give me the baby. He's cussing me out. You effing B, that effing da-da-da means that much to you? F you. And I said, give me the baby. And I'm pleading with him.
How old was the baby at the time?
3 months. And so she wasn't even 3 months. I think she might have been maybe 4 months.
Okay.
And so I walk closer, he's holding her higher in the air. I get closer, he's higher in the air, and I'm going, what are you doing? Give me the baby. So I said, God, what do I do? So I went to try to jump to grab the baby. He sped out the driveway, backing up fast. You want to be catcher, and threw her out the window. And she landed in the grass of the ground. And when I went to her, she wasn't moving, she wasn't crying. And I'm like, what is going on? She's just not moving. And she had her eyes closed. I'm going, she wasn't dead because I could feel she's breathing.
Right.
So the police says, meet us at the emergency room. I'm at the emergency room in Cobb County, and the doctor says, nothing is broken. There's nothing internal. No bleeding, no bruising. She's fine. I said, that's impossible. So the police,
God.
yeah, that was a God thing. So I told the police, I said, he really threw her. And they said, we can press charges. I said, but if you press charges, I have to stay. She said, oh, yeah, you do. I said, oh, no. I got a real man that's waiting on me. I'm leaving. Go to the bank. He done took all my thousands of dollars out of my bank account.
Wow.
I went to, because I used to own a truck wash, network wiring company, and my beauty shop. And I went there, and I had contracts with the wiring. And I went in there and I said, you're wiring this building. You stole my money. He said, yeah, B, where are you going to go? I guess you can't leave me, huh? I said, no, I'm leaving. And I started screaming for people to come and see. He came downstairs. He said, here, B, this is all I got. And he threw me some money. I said, it's $25. Yeah, I had thousands of dollars.
Wow.
He said, I guess that means you're not going anywhere. I said, no, I'm never coming back.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I went on $25. I made it to my sister's house. I begged her to give me $100. I wrote her a check to hold. And I went back to Colorado for my real man. And he said, Carolyn, you're too late. I'm engaged to get married. I said, you can't marry somebody else when you're in love with me. He said, you left me to go back to him. I said, no, that's not what happened. If I would have stayed with you, he was going to have you put out the military. He had an investigator, and I couldn't have you lose your career over Carolyn. He said, my career meant nothing to me without you. I said, if the girl you're about to marry, you can't marry her when you're in love with me, and she's gay. Yeah. He looked at me just like that. Right, because he just came out. And I was going, he said, why did you say that? I said, and I'm looking around like, I really don't know. He said, Carol, you don't even know that girl's name. You know nothing about her. I need you to leave. And I got outside and I was screaming. I said, you're stupid. I'm hitting my mouth. Why would you say something like that?
That just came to you.
It just came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking it.
Right.
I never.
Yeah, right.
And so about 3 weeks later, he came to my place and he says, I bought some toys and gifts for the children. It was Christmas time, and can I tell you, I got out the military and I'm headed to Baltimore and I'm getting married. And I said, I respect that, and thank you for the gifts. He said, the baby will never want for anything. She's beautiful. She looks just like me, and you and the girls will always have if you need anything. I said, I understand, but I said, I wish you well. I said, but you know what? He said, what? I'm always going to love you, but don't wait till it's too late. Maybe less than a month later, he called me and says, pick me up at the airport. I said, why? You and your wife want the baby? He said, Carol, just pick me up. Okay. So I get there and I pick him up and I'm driving. He says, okay. I said, where am I taking you? He said, stop right here. Let's talk for a second. I said, where's your wife? I didn't marry her. I said, you didn't marry her? He said, Carolyn, it must be a God thing because you don't know nothing about that girl. But you were right. I said, right about what? He said, she told me she was seeing her female boss at BET, and she would stop seeing her and go into counseling to be married with me. And we were getting ready to walk down the aisle 2 days later, but I heard you in the voice, and I said, that was a God that sent you to me. And I heard the voice of God through you, and I came back to marry you. I said, you're kidding. It was true? He said, yeah. He said, no, you really said, I said, no, seriously. He said, I'm serious. Nah. He said, no.
That wasn't really true.
Right.
That just came out of my mouth.
It really did.
Yeah.
I mean, and that just messed me up. I said, how do you know?
Right.
He said, a couple of days before the wedding, she told me.
Wow.
I said, that's impossible. He said, you would think so, but when God sends you what you've been asking for your whole life as a godly woman, it's you.
Yeah. Oh.
I said, oh, wow. I said, well, if you came to marry me, I got 3 kids and we got to go counseling. You can't stay with me. No, this has to be blessed by God. And he said, and it will be. He said, because no, I'm not going to stay with you. I've already made arrangements to stay with your nephew. Okay. And that's where I'll be until we have the wedding date. And I'm a real man. I'll wait.
Wow.
And he did.
Wow.
That's why my play is called Women Shop Talk Why Real Men Wait. That man waited for my divorce and he waited for the wedding, and
And you did it the right way.
Yeah. And when I tell you honestly, it's God as my witness, he never touched me.
Right.
He would kiss my forehead, hold my hand, open the car doors, pay for all the meals. I'm like, I've never seen anybody like you before.
Right.
And I was like going, what is wrong with you? Am I not worthy? And he says, I would never disrespect you. You're a woman of God. I was like, okay, I need to get pregnant. Let's get right down to it. Right. Ooh, he was mad at me even after that happened. He quit talking to me after that happened. I was like, after I took advantage of him, he wouldn't answer my phone calls. He wouldn't come to my house. He wouldn't even talk to me. And I was going, what happened? I guess that was one of those wham bam, thank you, I'm done with you.
Right.
3 weeks later, he came to the house with gifts for the girls, and he got on his knees, gave me a ring, and said, marry me. I said, huh? He said, what happened can never happen again, and I apologize. I said, but I was the aggressor. He says, and I had to cooperate. He said, but I was wrong. I disrespected you. I'm like, oh my goodness, are you real? Right. Who does that? Because I was feeling a little something. But and honestly, I'm older than him too.
Right.
And this is a man who I was like, oh my God, you look like Shamar Moore. You can be with anybody younger than me, built and no kids. But amen, he's a blessing.
Amen. I just want to take a minute to just thank our sponsor. This episode is proudly sponsored by Reverend Dr. J. Anderson Cole Ministries, spreading the gospel one message at a time. For weekly homilies and to encourage your spirit, to subscribe, just go to youtube.com, Dr. J. Anderson Cole. Again, that's youtube.com/Dr. J. Anderson Cole, and that's Reverend Dr. J. Anderson Cole Ministries.
Amen. Awesome. Great sponsors.
Yeah, I love my sponsors. And Truth Tribe, this is not fiction.
No, this is the real deal.
Let's be very clear about this. Yeah. This is publisher of Oasis Montage Magazine, Oasis Montage Ministry, and she's talking about her play. And more than that, it's deeper than that, right? Because you also have a platform around sex trafficking.
Oh, I do.
But let's talk about that. I know it's real, and I know Atlanta is one of the highest.
It's number 7 on the list.
7.
You know, Ohio, Atlanta, California, Florida, those are the number 5, and Texas. And Atlanta's number 7 on the list.
Wow.
So when I tell you, I thought I was the best caseworker in Atlanta, Clayton County. I've been awarded as the best caseworker. And when my niece came to me from Colorado, my nephew sent her, and he says, Auntie, help me. So when she got there and she told me her story, I said, we got to call somebody. So we called Homeland Security, filed the case. They examined her from the top of her head to the soles of her feet, inside out, and they declared that she had been trafficked by her mother.
By her mother?
By her mother.
Wait a second. How did that determination, how were they able to determine that?
Well, they examined her mentally, did a mental examination on her. They did a physical examination on her, and based on everything in her conversations with all the Homeland Security, technical, medical, psychological people, they analyzed her, evaluated her, and said that yes, you have been trafficked by your mother.
What does that look like, right? Because I know for me, and not being an expert or an advocate or a part of it, everyone has their own thing about what sex trafficking looks like, or human trafficking, or the difference between the two.
There is a huge difference.
So what does that look like? Is this with sex trafficking, or was this?
So there is a difference between sex trafficking and human trafficking. Sex trafficking is taking someone and making them act with intimacy, but leaving one destination to another destination. So I've trafficked you. I've sent you away to do something, but intimately, sexually. So that's sex trafficking. Human trafficking is, you might be a doctor and you need a lung that matches with one of your clients, and it has to be Rh factor blood type with this lung, this heart, this kidney. That's human trafficking. I'm taking your organs to take it and traffic it and make money off of it. So you have paid $1 million for somebody to give you their heart, the perfect match. The people that do human trafficking, they're looking for that perfect match, and they have found it, targeted that person. They're going to abduct them, kill them, and take that body part to get the money from the person that paid for it. That's human trafficking. So it doesn't matter if you're old, you're rich, you're young, you're black, you're yellow, you're green. You can be victimized as trafficking for human, no matter what age you are. They just want that body part.
So what was the mother guilty of?
Sex trafficking. The mother had found somebody she saw, and the person she saw, their mother was sex trafficking them. They came together and created that business that came from California and forced my niece to marry this older guy, the mother's son, and forced her to marry him. And the contract that my niece found is that my daughter will sleep with your son 7 to 10 times a day, and she will perform in the streets, and all the money that is received, I will split it with you, but I will make sure I take care of the home that she lives in, your children. She had like 5 other kids. Everybody will be taken care of with their food, the home they live in, and I'll cover insurance on them. If you agree to sign here and your daughter is to marry me. This guy was like 5 or 6 years old. My niece was 16 when I got her. And so the guy that she married, he's like 20-some years old. And she was forced to marry him and to be a street performer. Now, my niece is a singer. When I tell you that girl can blow a Whitney Houston voice, and that's why she was being used for her voice on the streets. And the reason I think we filed charges, but my niece would perform, her and her siblings, in front of the police station, the mayor's office in downtown Denver, from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the morning when she should be in school.
Right.
And so,
no red flags.
None. And I asked her, I said, I don't understand how this happened to you. I said, when the police would see you and other people see you walking down the streets and you're standing there as a panhandler with money being put in this jar, how come nobody ever said, why aren't you in school? She says, well, the ones that did, Auntie, we had to just tell them that we were homeschooled. Hadn't been to school since the 3rd grade. Her other siblings hadn't been to school at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is insane. You guys,
it's crazy.
Are you listening? Because this is a lot. This is Mindset to Manuscript with JT, Speaker Truth. We're here with Carolyn Jones. So that was a lot.
It was a lot.
And so her mother, that was by marriage, that wasn't your biological.
No, she's my great niece.
Great niece.
Her father is my nephew. I raised my nephew, and it was like, Auntie, help, I don't know what to do. Me being a caseworker, he sent her from Colorado to Atlanta where I lived at. And I was a caseworker, so I could take her to the judge, and the judge gave me custody. And so I had the relationships. I just thought being a caseworker and being good at it, I could handle it.
Right.
I'd never heard of sex trafficking.
Right.
I learned a lesson of all the things, the different personalities and the different stuff that they do and happen to her. I mean, when you're trafficked, you are branded, and people that have tattoos, you think, oh my God, all these tattoos. Some have been branded.
Some of them
You belong to me, and me. They've been sent around, and that's their ownership. But you think about it.
Interesting.
Trafficking is modern day slavery.
Right.
That's where trafficking started, when we came in bondage from slave time.
Right.
That's what happened to us.
Wow.
We were put on that slave trade, the auction block. We're sold from one massa to another, and branded as his property.
Yes.
That's trafficking.
Yes.
From
yes,
one
it is.
to another destination. So this is modern day trafficking, the multi-billion-dollar industry that people are making. Friends traffic friends. That's a deep thing.
I love that you brought that up, because that's going to be my question.
Yeah.
Do you find that that's a high stack?
Oh, it is.
Internal.
It is. Where you think I can trust my friend, that person that's trafficking, they say, if I give you $100, can you tell your friend to come and talk to me? And if they come, I'm going to give you $200.
That's trafficking.
Yeah, that's trafficking. But you're the friend, and you've received that $200, and you know what they're doing because they've done it to you. Why would you do that to your friend?
Why would you do that to your friend?
Yeah, that's not a friend.
No, it is not.
That's a money-hungry person that has a purpose of being a thief, stealing your body, your property.
I'm going to have to pull out the tissue.
Oh, I'm trying to tell you it's deep. And there are so many different ways they track you. You're not innocent. When you walk out that door, don't think you're safe. You would be surprised. You could be looking at your phone, and you're walking and talking, looking at your phone, and somebody's got their arm and they're walking with you, and you've been snatched because you're so busy down looking at your phone as you're walking.
Right.
Angel's dust. There are flyers they put on your vehicle. You grab that flyer. If it has angel's dust on it, it's in your skin, it's in you sniffed it, you've passed out, they've snatched you. They tag your vehicles with a sensor on it that tells them that's who we want, that's a match, we want that person. And this is when you can get them, because we've tracked their daily life. We know where they're at and the time that they're there. So that's what they do.
Wow.
And so I have a play out, because my niece told me, she said, Auntie, this is really, really bad. And we need to help save lives. So she said, Auntie, you're a playwright. Write a play about it.
Yeah.
They honored her in the city of Atlanta. She went on the Word Network with Pastor Jamal Bryant's show. And he said this is the worst time in Atlanta where people get trafficked because of I guess we had the football game was there. And they usually get hundreds and hundreds of people during that time of the football game. And she went on the television. He says, instead of you being at that game, get on my show and listen to this story. She went on national TV and told her story. And she told me, she said, Auntie, write the story. Write my story and help save lives. And so I've done this stage play maybe 10, 11 times. And it needs to be a movie, because it's so amazing.
It does need to be a movie.
It is. It's so deep.
Heartfelt.
Yeah. So, and we take it to where we show you undercover police are doing this, internal services are doing this, where you think you can trust everybody. We took the story to the police department.
We don't have enough power to do it on our own.
No, we don't. It's someone bigger than us.
Yes.
Someone that's got money that's bigger than ours. But he knows that you need it. So I'm going to come. As a matter of fact, this is new that I learned. Someone told me that here you are, you've got a loan from somebody. You don't know who this is a loan shark. Say, you need $1 million, I got it for you. Yeah. You take this $1 million, you're making money, you got your little business going, and all of a sudden, I need you to pay up. You owe me with interest. As a matter of fact, you owe me $2 million. I don't have it. Let me tell you how you're going to get it for me. I have a list of names that I need. You are to bring me those bodies. And your debt is free. After I've received a list of these names. So the person that borrowed money from a loan shark owes that loan shark.
Right.
And you are now indebted to them to do what they tell you to do. And they got you trafficking for bigger dollars.
Right.
Yeah, I just learned that. Because it happened to somebody that I've been talking to that went to prison for it. I'm like, shut the door.
Yeah.
I had no idea how deep it was.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep and it's scary. You know, the thing is that you have to live.
Yeah.
You have to keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Come on in.
You have to live.
Come
you
in,
got to
yes.
keep going, and you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful
Yes.
of the company you keep.
Yes.
Because all company ain't good company.
All company ain't good company.
No.
So we are super excited to be back here with this episode as we're continuing on Mindset to Manuscript with JT, Speak Your Truth. Again, I just want to thank our sponsor, Dr. Reverend J. Anderson Cole Ministries. Dr. Anderson Cole is a powerhouse voice in faith leadership. She's known for uplifting weekly homilies and her ability to meet people right where they are. So whether you're on your spiritual journey, you need some motivation, encouragement, or you simply crave God-centered inspiration, Dr. J. Anderson Cole delivers messages of healing, purpose, and overall truth. So please don't forget to visit drjandersoncole.com or follow her on all platforms at Dr. J. Anderson Cole. And don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel, and you will be blessed. So we have Anna Linzie here, who is also publisher of Oasis Montage Magazine. And I'm super excited to have her along with Carolyn. So tell me first, before we jump right into the magazine, are you from Atlanta, and how did you both meet?
Yes, I'm originally from Columbia, Missouri, the Midwest. I reside in Houston. Kelly and I, we've been doing a lot of work together with the stage plays and acting.
Nice.
And just honored to be a part of what she had already started, the foundation of the Oasis Montage Magazine.
I love that. That's amazing. So you just clicked.
We did. We do.
You clicked.
We do.
You do. Yeah. I love that. So yeah, let's jump right into the magazine, and you both can kind of toggle back and forth a little bit on that, just however you want to do it, where this began.
I started the magazine in 2009. First issue was in 2010, and Shamar Moore was on the cover of that first issue.
Love that.
Yeah.
We love Shamar Moore.
Yes.
And then you came in at what point?
Just recent.
Just recent.
Yes, within the last couple of years.
So what are you all doing? Tell me about the magazine. Why Oasis? Where'd that name come from? And just shed some light, some of the issues coming up, and what we can expect.
I'm loving the name of the name. Carolyn has produced the name, and she told me about it. So
Yeah. Oasis Montage Magazine. The magazine takes you on a peaceful journey into fashion, arts, entertainment, health, beauty, fitness, inspiration, the news, cuisine, even locks. And so with all those things combined, I say peaceful because Oasis, think about, being out there in the desert. It's peaceful, it's quiet, a place that you can meditate. And Montage, I just came up with the name. I said, Montage, something big, spectacular, creative, and illusional. Art department, which is he's from Upscale Magazine as well, my artist. Michael Chester helped me come with the name. I said, Michael, I want something unique. I don't want nothing like everything else. And he said, well, Carolyn, I said, I like Oasis, Michael. That helps me. I'm sticking in with God, peacefulness.
Yes.
And I said, but I want something that's nobody's ever heard of, nobody's ever used. So he said, I said, Taj, Michael? He said, yeah. I said, so Michael, make me a logo. And Michael, he's my art department, and he's been with me since, I met Michael when I was at Upscale Magazine back, I think, like December 1999. And so I'd worked there, with Bronner Brothers Upscale. And so when I left and I decided to do the publication, Michael said, I'm in with you.
Nice.
Yeah, so the first issue was really just to talk about my little brother was killed by the police department, and I wanted to get the word out there to the whole world. I wasn't intending to do a magazine longevity. It was just that one issue to publish the true story. But I did so with the first issue that I was like, I'm not going to stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I know that's inspiring when you come, especially when coming into something like that.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
How does that fit into what I'm looking for, your values and some of the things that you, Anna, have experienced in life, and how did you that Oasis was the right fit for you?
I thank you for asking. It came because I come from a background of nursing, also the beauty industry. So with the concept of being able to share those who are wanting guidance, wanting change, wanting to embrace life and embrace health and all the things that Oasis stands for. It seemed like a perfect fit, and I felt like I could add to that.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
So How often do you publish? When's the next issue? What can we expect in the upcoming issues?
Well, the next issue, oh my goodness, this is it. We are super excited. You know John Blossingam?
Yes, I do.
John
know
is
him.
this big publicist who's our consultant, and he has taken so many Black publications to a new level that I was just blessed to be tapped into Mr. Blossingam.
Yes.
So I've been
Mr.
working
Blossingam
hard.
is wonderful.
Yeah,
I work with him as well. Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
Amazing.
And he was, I didn't know he started Essence, and he helped the Ebony, and he helped the Jet, and the Sister to Sister,
one of the first
and
Black
Right On
people
with
at Hearst.
And so, because I had tried it, I did an issue with Whitney Houston on there, my limited edition. I printed 10,000 of them, and I went to the news group, and they said, our people don't want that. I was like, huh? I was crying, going, I spent over $10,000 of magazines, and I'm like thinking this was it.
Right.
And the military said that we wanted it, and Walmart, where I lived at, said they wanted it. What do you mean they don't want it? No, our people don't want your magazine. I was like, I was crushed. I said, I'm not doing it no more.
Okay.
But then I was inspired by some other people that said, no, Carolyn,
Do it.
keep going at it.
Yeah.
So for 15 years I've been doing it, and praise God, Yana has come in to partner with me, and I'm grateful because that has inspired me to keep it going. Because Carolyn's been kind of solo trying to keep this together, getting writers, outside editors coming in with different things.
Now you got your right hand woman.
Yeah, she's right there, you know. And Anna, she's a managing editor, but she's into fashion, and she's into now the arts. She's one of the lead actresses in that play I was talking about.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
she's playing that.
You're welcome.
She's playing Carolyn in my stage play, Shop Talk.
She's playing you.
She's playing me.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
I'm just grateful and honored that Anna's playing me. And my cousin, Gene Poopleman of Parliament, he's also in it. He plays her father.
Oh, wow. We love Parliament.
Yes. And he's always a treat to watch.
He's hilarious.
I love it. So who's coming up next on this cover? Who can
On
we
the cover?
just tell us? Can you?
Yes. Okay. You ready, Anna, to tell? Let's announce his name together.
Okay.
Freddie Jackson.
Let's just say it like this: the none other, legendary, the music of love.
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
we just met him and we had so much fun.
Oh, we did.
And it was so legendary.
So
It was-
Oh my
personable,
gosh,
so
yeah.
honorable, and so illuminating about love, and his story
life.
about love and life was so
It's right.
amazing and personable and real.
In real.
Yeah, his love for God is first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. First and foremost.
So we got the
Let's not
real
shy
true
about it.
story. We got the story.
Oh gosh. So when's that coming out?
We will be out, ready to hit all the newsstands. The article will be out. The front cover will be out. We'll hit the newsstands in October.
October.
And it's going to, it's the winter, of course, it's the
Yeah,
winter
winter
edition.
issue.
Okay.
We're going to focus on
Holiday.
Holiday.
And as a matter,
holiday
even for
health.
that, Freddie has a holiday song that
Oh,
has
really?
been, yeah. So
Nice.
it's perfect.
It's going to be nice.
Yes.
Our colors are going to be
Yes.
green.
Yes, we have the mint green and the other green.
Look at you.
With gold
Going into-
and Freddie's wearing red and black, and so it'll be a great cover.
I love that. So you really embrace the artistry of the magazine.
Yes.
The mood.
Yeah.
It's the holiday.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you come in with those colors, the golds, the reds, the greens.
All of it.
I love it.
Take you
Yeah.
on a journey. I love that.
Yeah. I love that.
And
That's
even with the
amazing.
writing, we take you on a journey with how we write.
Yeah.
So
it's a
I teach a
juxtaposition.
story. I grab your attention, and this is the story, and it's like, you want to keep reading. I'm taking you on a journey.
Nice.
Yeah, and I grabbed your attention that you don't want to put that down till you finish that article.
Ah.
Wait till you see Freddie's story.
Wait that. I cannot
Yes.
wait.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And to give, one of the key things we want to do also is to give others a voice.
Yes.
Voice and a presence. So hoping that, and it will.
Yeah, it absolutely will. It absolutely will. I think we need those. A lot of times we think about the essences and the jets and the ebonies, and we miss that.
Yeah.
We miss that.
Yeah.
Digital is nice. It's going to be digital or
Right.
print?
Both.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. I wanted to
already
make
got
sure
it.
before I said anything. I was like, digital is nice, but I like print.
Yeah. Mr. Blossingam has helped us. So we're going to be in California, Pennsylvania, New York, Atlanta, And I'm trying to think of the other one.
I think New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey,
Yeah.
nice.
That's the newsstands. And we just came from one of the newsstands here in New York. It was
Nice.
so cool.
So
yeah.
yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So we
Yeah.
can find it with California,
Yes.
Atlanta,
Yes.
New Jersey,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, and maybe New York.
Yeah, New York.
Here in New
We'll
York
be here in
City.
New York,
New York City.
We just were here at the magazine cafe.
Okay,
It'll
I
be
love
right there
that.
inside there.
All right.
Yeah, so we're ready.
Yes,
we're
this
ready.
is amazing.
This
So
is
to
just
be
the start of where
inspired.
we're at, but we ready for the next issue, and and we're gonna be national. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes, I love this. This is amazing.
Yes.
Getting the story out.
Yes, getting the story out, allowing people. That's what this is all about, Truth
Yes,
Tribe.
it is.
It's about speaking your truth, getting your truth out, and not being afraid, being bold
Being
in
bold,
it. Being
yeah.
bold in it, because that's what God wants.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
you got to step out in faith.
Yes,
you got to be a
took the
believer.
words out of my mouth.
That's
took the
it.
words out of my mouth. Step out in faith.
Yeah.
You know?
You have nothing to lose. And if you love God and you trust Him, He has not failed you.
He has
You
not.
got to be a believer.
No. And what's nice about it is that these are beautiful women.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so these are busy women. These are women with other things going on.
Yes,
A
yes.
lot going on. So you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
You can do multiple things. No
can.
one's one dimensional.
That's right.
Everyone has multi dimensions to them, and it's okay
Yeah.
to be great.
Yeah.
It's all right. If you're great, go for it. It's
Amen.
fine.
That's
And
right.
representation. I mean,
Representation.
women, a lot of people are inspired, and we do. We continue on because we see others.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
And that's
And that's what we
important.
hope to be, like what you're doing.
Yeah,
here on your
thank
show.
you.
Thank you, JT. You believed in us. You believed in us. And you allowed us to be on your
Absolutely.
show. And that's
Absolutely.
a blessing. We are so grateful and
Oh
thankful.
my gosh. I'm so happy to have you here.
you.
I want you both each to share one truth with our Truth Tribe, something that they can take with them as they listen to this podcast. So whoever wants to jump in.
The one truth that everybody has a purpose in life. And if you know who you are and why He created you, you have to trust and believe Him that He will walk you through it, talk you through it, and He'll make your dreams a reality. You just got to believe.
I love that.
That's good.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Anna?
Trust the process.
Yes.
Life is a process. It's a journey. Trust the process.
I love that because it is. It is. And we may not always understand it, but we have to trust it.
Trust the process.
And I think that's important. Before we wrap up,
Yes.
can you give us some email addresses, websites,
Okay.
phone numbers, information
Yes.
that we can go and we can look you up, the plays, wherever it is that you want to share?
Of course.
Can you give us some details on how we can go and find Oasis, go into the
Yeah.
plays or
Yeah.
anything? Yeah.
So, thanks to Anna, we have Oasis Montage Magazine at Gmail.
Okay.
We have Oasis Montage Magazine on Facebook. We have oasismontage.org as my website.
Nice.
We have a Facebook page that is also Oasis Speaks 45.
All right.
And Anna and I are partners with Clark TV Network.
Yes.
And so
Oh.
Anna has her show, The Anna Linzie Show. Carolyn has her show, The Carol Jones Show. We're on
Okay.
Clark TV Network. And so you can find us through Clark TV Network. Anna, you know that info?
Well, I was just going to.
Yeah.
You took it right out. Yes, ClarkTVNetwork.com.
Okay.
And it is also on all the social medias, IG,
Yes.
TikTok,
Yeah.
and Facebook as
Yeah,
well.
he's on
Oh,
every
nice.
platform you can think of. Roku, Amazon, iHeart.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
on
wow.
everything. Yeah.
108 Praise
Yeah.
Radio.
Oh, nice.
He has all of the outlets and everything that he's helped to put everything out there. And so
I
we're
love
grateful
that.
about being having on TV. And like you mentioned, I am a national stage play writer, and
Right.
Anna's in my play called Women Shop Talk Why Women
Yes.
Wait. She's playing my part, the survivor of domestic violence. The sex trafficking stage play is Angel's Palace, and we've been traveling, and that's a true story about my niece. And then my shop talk story is Atlanta. That's in
Nice.
Atlanta, and the one about sex trafficking is in Macon. So
Wow.
we're getting that word out there to bring awareness and to help save lives. That's the objective.
Please continue to do what you're doing. Don't. It can get hard out
Oh,
here,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's tough. It's
It is.
tough.
It is.
I think we need to see us.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah,
we need
we
to
do.
see us.
We have to.
We have to.
Yes.
We have to know that we can do it.
And do it together.
And do it together.
Unified.
And be
Yeah.
okay with doing it together.
Yeah.
It's so important.
It is.
It
I'm
is.
so comfortable right here.
Right
you have
now.
made your
Yeah, we feel the
space.
ambiance of
Yes.
you allowing us to be a part of this.
The
We are
warmth.
one.
Yes.
We are divided, you fall, but together we stand.
Yeah.
And we have triumphant in that.
Yeah.
And that's where Ann and I, we've come together and we grow. And praise God, Mr. Blossingham,
Yes.
seeing the mission and the vision and helping
Yes.
us be
Oh
a
my
part of that
goodness,
growth.
yes.
That's a blessing.
A blessing is an
Yes.
understatement.
Oh my goodness.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing to have you both here.
Thank you.
It's been a blessing to have
Yes.
this space with you.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for Mr. Blassingame putting us together.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to more opportunities to see each other and to work together.
Well,
and
you
to
do have an
things together.
opportunity. We need your book to be in our next issue.
Yes.
You're welcome to that.
Yes. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
Of course.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, amen.
Oh, thank you so much, Truth Tribe, for joining this episode. This has been amazing. And remember that today's episode was made possible by Reverend Dr. J. Anderson Cole Ministries. So get your weekly word on the go. Subscribe to her YouTube for truth, light, and love.
Yes.
Go to drjandersoncole.com everywhere. And don't forget to subscribe to Mindset to Manuscript podcast on YouTube. We're on TikTok, we're on X, we're on Meta, we're on Facebook, we're on IG at JT Kit Associates. That's KEITT Kit Associates. And please follow us and subscribe. And make sure that you follow my guests as well. And subscribe to their channels too, because they're going to be doing some amazing things and we don't want to miss it.
No.
We don't want to miss it.
That's right.
So thank you all, and we look
Yes.
forward to the next episode. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
We built this platform for stories unfold. Mindset to manuscript, speaking truth bold.
Diverse voices from the street to the stage. Your voice deserves to shake this ground. We coach, we write, we amplify sound.
Mindset to manuscripts on the scene. Now's the time to place the dream. Tell your story and get it straight. Mindset to manuscript. Mindset to manuscript. Hosted by JT Key.